friends, so today I'm going to be showing you guys how to make earrings such as these ones that I'm wearing right now. All you need are, well actually you need kind of a few things, but the main thing are these things called shrinky dinks. They're basically just pieces of number 6 plastic, and when you put them in the oven they shrink like I think 3 times like smaller. Well, why did I do that? And then they get really thick, so then you can make stuff like that. So the plan for today is to make 3 earrings. The first pair is like lightning bolt earrings, like these ones. The plan is to have the cloud here and then have like a chain thing so that I could dangle the lightning bolt from it. The second design I'm gonna do is a bottle of melon ramune. The second plan is to do a bottle of melon ramune. And the last plan is to make Calcifer from Howl's Moving Castle because he is my all-time favorite Studio Ghibli character. So first thing you want to do is grab your shrinky dink plastic. Obviously, I'm using the clear pack. Once you have your plastic, you're going to want to take your nail file or your sandpaper and just absolutely go to town. Just like messing the entire thing up. It should be kind of like white and foggy. And I'm just going to go ahead and do that to the whole piece of plastic. So this is what it looks like when it's done. It's pretty cloudy, and I went ahead and wiped it off because there's lots of like plastic shavings on it, I guess. Normally I wouldn't use a cutout like this, but I already had this from another project. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a small piece of tape and just tape it down to the table. So now that it's taped down, I'm going to grab my Sharpie and just go ahead and trace over it. This doesn't have to be perfect because I'm going to go over it another time after we color it in, but just try to not make it too messy. Since I have this on a post-it note, I'm just going to stick a post-it note down here and trace that. And try to put the things as close together as possible so then you don't end up wasting any plastic. And since we're making earrings, we're going to need 2 of each, so I'm just going to go ahead and do that again. And now that those are done, I'm just going to grab a colored pencil and go ahead and fill that in. It's better to color on a contrasting background so then you can see if there's any spots that you missed. Now that they're all colored in, I'm going to take my Sharpie here and just go over all of the lines again, just retrace them. I do this to just clean it up because the colored pencil gets over the outline sometimes. Plus, if you messed up on the outline earlier, you can fix it now. It's not really focused, but you can tell that the outlines on these ones that I retraced are a lot darker than the original ones over there. Okay, so now I have all the pieces cut out, the little thunderbolts. It is now time to put the holes in them, and this is where the jump rings and like the little earring parts are gonna go. I just need to figure out like where it would balance if it was on the little jump ring, so I feel like somewhere over here would be good. So I take my hole puncher and I actually hold it upside down so you can see exactly where the hole is gonna go, and then just go ahead and pop it out. And then for the second pair, I'll put it right under and make a little dot in the middle. So then you know exactly where to put the hole so then they match. So in order to do the complicated designs, I just pull up a picture of it on the internet and I take my plastic here and I just tape it on the computer. And then once I've taped it on, I can just trace it directly from the computer. And also, I just want to say, do not trace like independent artists' designs. I'm just tracing this because I don't think that the Ramune company will come after me for tracing a picture of their bottle. If anything, it is free advertisement. Okay, so I finished coloring these in. I don't know how I feel about this because this one's like slightly to the left and then this one is not slightly to the left. So we're just gonna see how they turn out when we bake them. This one kind of looks a little bit wonky compared to this one. No, actually, they both look a kind of tiny bit wonky. But I am just gonna hole punch them right here in the middle of the cap. If I had like tiny Ramune bottles, that would make adorable earrings. Just saying. Okay, so the second pair is done. If I'm being honest, it took me a ridiculous amount of time to draw this thing for Calcifer, and the other two attempts were this one and this one, which were a lot worse. But here's what the final one looks like. So I'm gonna go ahead and color this in.
Was there something you wanted to say?
It's about this room.
And the statue to the forehead.
The point is, everyone who's seen this dude, they all say the same thing.
I don't know if y'all can tell, but the sun is starting to set, which means I spent most of my day making earrings. But I finished the Calcifer set. I actually think these turned out really nice, considering that I drew them because I cannot draw to save my life. And our final set is done. Here are the clouds. They look pretty good. The only thing is, whenever I use white, for some reason, they turn kind of like brown sometimes. I don't know if you can tell on camera, but this one looks a little bit burnt. It's really not that big of a deal though, because the side with the colored pencil on it looks pretty normal to me. Here are the little Thunderbolts. I think these turned out so cute. They're like really tiny. I don't even know if you can see them that well, but they look really nice. Next up, we have the problem children, the Ramune bottles. This one turned out not too bad, but this one, if you guys saw in the footage, it like twisted on the neck of the bottle, so I had to untwist it, and that left it a little bit lopsided. I tried to fix it, but it really wouldn't budge. Lastly, we have the Calcifer ones. These are actually probably my favorite ones. I think they turned out super cute, and I don't really have any complaints about them. So this next step is optional, but I'm actually gonna seal them all off with this Mod Podge. Oh, you can't see it. You don't really have to do this. I think it just looks really nice because I have the glossy Mod Podge, so it makes them look really just finished off. I'm pretty sure they won't smear if you decide not to do this. And then I'll take a second toothpick and just poke a little hole where the hole punch was, so then the Mod Podge won't dry up in there. And then I'll also do this to the back. So I will show you guys when I'm done. So here they all are. As you can see, I try to do a pretty thin layer, and when they're clear, then you know they're done. Okay, so it's actually the next day, but I'm wearing the same clothes to pull a sneaky on y'all. So I finished coating all the earrings in Mod Podge. So here's what they look like, front and back. I don't even know if this is focused. I don't know how well you can tell on camera, but the Mod Podge gives it like a shiny finish, so it just looks a lot nicer in my opinion. So now we're going to go ahead and put them on the actual earrings. So for the Remune, I'm gonna go with silver, so all you have to do is put on this jump ring and then an earring hook. And then I'm gonna use a pair of pliers to close it up. And then you're done. For the calcifer ones, I'm gonna go with gold. So this is what I'm trying to do for the Thunderbolt earrings. And in order to do that, we need 3 of these really small ones. So what I like to do is I just open up one of them, and then I just put the other 2 on it. Here's what it looks like in the end. And then I'm gonna take the cloud, and then we can put the earring on. Now that we're all done, I'm going to show you guys how each of the earrings looks. So here are the Thunderbolt earrings. These are probably my favorites just because I really like how it looks when you have the extra chains. I have another pair with like envelopes and then there's a heart dangling from them, and I love those ones. I think these ones turned out pretty cool. They did, however, destroy the nail polish on my index finger, so a little bit salty about that, but they look nice. Next up we have the Remune ones. A little bit wonky, not gonna lie, but I still think they're cool. They're probably one of the most detailed ones that I have because I even wrote like the label stuff. Here's how they look. Probably the longest pair of earrings I have, but they're pretty cool. And lastly, we have the calcifer ones that match my shirt pretty nicely. Here's how they look. Oh, they're cute. I think these are really cute. I love calcifer so much, so I think they turned out nice. So I hope you guys, enjoyed this tutorial. All the earrings turned out super great, except for maybe the Remune ones, but I still love her anyways. If you guys like earrings, I totally would recommend doing this. All the supplies cost me about $20, and I've made like 15 pairs of earrings so far, and I still have like about a third of all the shrink eating plastic left. Plus, it's a super fun pastime. Each earring pair takes me about like 2 hours depending on how complicated they are. It is super worth it, and I think that's all I have to say. So leave a like if you enjoyed, subscribe, and I will see you guys next time. Bye!